busy. Releasing several new features. They have released this thing called Stream Summary
Yeah.
and an achievement system. Darkness, have you had a chance to look into either of these features?
Yeah, Street Summary is really cool. I know like other like third-party platforms have provided a stream summary, like Streamer Hatchet would like send emails out after your streams, like, hey, this is how you've done, or like a weekly summary of like how you've done. But now it's like all integrated into the Twitch platform. So it's very easy just to go to my dashboard and look at my summary and see how I've done for the day. I think it even does it by week as well. I think you can look
Mhm.
at how you've done throughout the week. I would like to see a little bit more in depth of like how I've done through the past like 90 days or things like that. Um, so like it is cool, but it shows like your most viewed clip, my maximum viewers, the amount of new followers I got today. No, it's really good. It's nice to have those tools there. Now achievements for me aren't as important because it's all these
Mm-hmm.
achievements need to lead up to partnership. And then after partnership, there's like they're kind of like
It's
weird.
just for fun, right?
They're just for fun. Now it would be cool if you like if I hit all of the achievements, I would unlock an extra emote slot or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Like what is the point of having these achievements if I don't get anything for them? So I mean, like it's a great way. And for that, like when I first got partnered, like there was really no guideline. Like there was like a very vague guideline of like what they looked for in partners, but it was always case by case. And now that there's like a path to affiliation and a path to partnership, it's really cool to see this all laid out for potential partners or potential affiliates, so they know exactly what they need to do to get to that end goal.
Yeah. So if you
Of
guys haven't, oh, go ahead.
no, you're fine.
If you guys haven't taken a look at the achievement system, or the stream summary, I definitely recommend taking a look. It will tell you exactly, what goals you need to attain affiliateship, which is pretty much like an automatic thing once you hit the goal. Now, the path to partner is a bit different. So the requirements are stream for 25 hours in the last 30 days, stream for 12 unique days in the last 30 days, and reach 75 average viewers in the last 30 days. Once you hit all these goals, then you apply for partnership. So this isn't like a guarantee you hit these requirements and you're in
Right.
kind of thing. This is showing you what they're looking for right now. If you hit those goals, and then you still need to fill out an application, and you still need to show them what makes your channel stand out, and why you should be partnered. But yeah, so for the achievement system, I mean, that's like a super helpful thing
Yeah.
for if you're becoming an affiliate or becoming a partner. Like it's awesome. And then with the stream summary, it's basically like a snapshot of your stats for one day. So you can compare it from the previous stream. So this is it's helpful, but it's also can be misleading because you don't want to really look at your stats day to day and overanalyze
Well,
your stats.
that's why I'm glad they don't throw it in your face. Like
Yeah,
that
for
option's there for you. Like I'm glad that they aren't sending like summary emails to you or things like that. Like it's just another tool. Like there are people who are just analytically hungry. Like they just
Mhm.
want to look at their analytics like
Yeah.
all the time. Even though it's a very, very deep and dark rabbit hole to go down. I don't recommend it. It is nice to see. You're like, okay, like I had a really good day today. What was my top viewership? Like where was my peak in my viewership today? Things like that.
Yeah.
The old Twitch statistics were terrible. Like the analytics in the back end were extremely clunky. Like they're still there. You can still look at them. But they were very, very clunky. They were very hard to interpret when if you didn't really understand like what they meant. And now it's very easy. Like for me, like if I want to send to my agent, or if I want to throw this into my deck, and I had a really awesome couple of days, I could screen capture them and put them into my deck and say, hey, this is what like an average day for me and the stream look like. And so there you
Yeah.
go. So they're cool tools to have, but definitely like I would not advise anyone looking at those daily. You will go crazy.
I agree with you. I
Yeah.
think it kind of causes you to get in your own head, especially if you underperform that day. And I'm sure you guys can agree with this. A big part of streaming is your attitude. If you put yourself in a bad attitude or you put yourself in a bad mood, it's really hard to get out there and do the job that's laid out for you to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I totally agree with you. I think it's cool that it's there as an option, but the fact that they're not throwing in your face is also fantastic. I do like to touch on the streamer achievement thing. I think that's pretty cool for new broadcasters. Before, I remember years ago, to get partnered, it was kind of a shot in the dark. There was set numbers that people knew, like you had to have this many concurrent viewers, but you'd always see like other people get partnered that didn't have that, so it was always very confusing.
Yeah.
Now that they have it laid out for you, it's kind of like, okay, this is what I need to accomplish, and at least you know, like, okay, I'm good enough to apply at this point.
Sure.
Before, people were just applying all the time, and I'm
Yeah.
sure that the account manager over there,
The transparency is fantastic. I will say, from looking at the stream summary, a couple of things that will be really insightful that I found to be helpful is your peak time and your viewers. This little graph here is super handy. So this is something that you can actually watch day to day, especially if you have a consistent schedule. By looking at, if you stream at the same time every day and you look at this graph and you look at your peak time, you can try to find a trend in when you're getting your most viewership. And you can also match this to what you're playing or what you're doing at the time to try to figure out if, what's really working for you. So let's say, looking at this graph right here as an example, let's say at the end of every stream, this person goes on IRL and it just starts talking with the stream as like a little wrap up hangout time. And that's when they're getting their peak. Like, by looking back, like, they're like, okay, well, IRL is working really well for me. Maybe something else isn't. How can I incorporate IRL more? Something like that. That's just an example. Or let's say your peak tends to be at 3:50 p.m. Well, okay. When is are you maybe ending your stream too early? Should you change your stream time, shift it over a little bit? Where's your audience? Where's your primary audience? Sure. The second part of this graph that I want to, or this stream summary I want to point out, is the top views by source. Now, this is crazy helpful because now you can see where your viewers are coming from. Are they previous followers? Did they find you on Twitter from a host? Check. This is something you definitely want to check every day and get an idea of how they're finding your channel. So yeah, I mean, I would definitely check those every day.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't even know it included all that.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. And it'll show you from like just people's, like even like people's streams, there's a couple people that I stream with almost daily, and see like where views are coming from their Twitch channel is really, really cool. So like the stats page has been overhauled and it looks just so much better. And it's just so much easier to read now.
So you guys are obviously more familiar with this right now than I am. Is there anything from what it has now, is there anything you still need to look somewhere else for? Any information that you find super useful that you'd need to go to like another program or a third party?
So the only thing that I've had issues with this version of stats, where I've actually had to go to the classic stats portion, is hours watched, like overall time consumed for the content. That it does not show. It shows like average views, new followers, peak times, things like that, but it doesn't show me some of the like the more stronger statistics that like companies look for. So like when I do like a sponsored stream, like, okay, how many people or how many like new viewers or visitors did you get, things like that. So it doesn't really show that as well as the old stuff did. So there's a couple things that I would hopefully that they will take from the from classic and throw it into this.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah. No, overall, it's a huge improvement, and this is data that only Twitch can most accurately report, right? So having the data right, like there and handy, is super helpful. Another thing that Twitch has released